I found this recipe online. I'm going to try it for the bread and butter pickles. So the first step was to get a pot, a pretty big pot. And then you're supposed to use about 4 pounds of cucumbers and slice them down. So in which I already did. Sliced them down. And then added in 4 onions, white onions sliced, which is here. And then at night I got a towel like this, and then you're supposed to make 2 or 3 inches of ice on top, and you put it on top, and then you put a cover on it and put it in overnight. 4 hours to 12 hours. I left mine in overnight. It's been in for quite a while. The recipe called for pickling cucumbers, but I didn't have any of those. So I have regular cucumbers, and I think I used about 12 in here. So they tell you too to use a non-reactive pot, and this one is like that. Okay, and then you're supposed to rinse these really well because of the salt. You have to put salt in with it, and I used a little less than what it called for. It called for like 1/3 of a cup of kosher salt, but I used less than that, less than 1/3 a cup, and I used the pickling salt by Morton's. So now I'm just going to rinse these really well. And I already have my jars on the stove. I'll show you. Okay, so I've already washed my jars. And I have them in the canner. And the stove's on high. And we're going to let that boil. Okay, then it says after you rinse the cucumbers, let's see. So in the same pot, you're combining sugar, apple cider vinegar, mustard seed, turmeric, crushed red pepper, and you bring that to a boil to dissolve the sugar, and then you're going to add in the cucumbers. Okay, guys, so what you really want to do is rinse these super well, and then you're supposed to discard the garlic pieces. But if you don't rinse it really, really well, your little pieces here will be all salty, real salty. So I rinsed it for about 10 minutes straight, I think. And now I got to find the garlic pieces, take them out, and then we'll continue. Okay, guys, so it calls for 4 cups of sugar, and but we're going to lower that to about 3 cups because we've given up sugar, but since I have to can, it does need it. So, and this is the white, granulated sugar that I'm using. I luckily had some left in my cupboard that I didn't throw out because, like I said, we stopped using sugar altogether. But when it comes time to canning, sometimes you gotta have it. Okay, and then, so there's my 3 sugars, and then it calls for apple cider vinegar. We always use apple cider vinegar by Bragg's. It's a good one. I had to buy a new bottle for this. Okay, so it's calling for 3 of these. And everything you just, to make your brine like this, you just, dump it all in. Okay, next it's calling for about 1.5 teaspoons of this turmeric. Okay, so the next thing it calls for is a teaspoon of crushed red pepper. I don't have that, so I'm going to just use this little tiny bit. This is 1/8 of a teaspoon, but see how much of red cayenne pepper. Okay, so now it's 2 tablespoons of mustard seed. That's 1. And a little less than 2 there, so we'll give it a little more. Okay. And then I'm going to use 1.5 teaspoons of celery seed. Okay, so the next step would be to bring all this brine to a boil, and then we're going to add in the cucumbers, onions. Okay, this is a little bit embarrassing, but boy, this smells really strong with the vinegar. I might go ahead and add a little bit of water to it because I don't want it that strong. I added 1 cup of water and it's still strong. I think I'm going to add another cup of water. Okay guys, so I added 4 cups of water to it. I needed to get it less strong. Maybe because I didn't have the extra sugar, but I doubt it. It's just super strong. So, I don't know. We shall see. Okay, so now I'm going to add these into my brine. I hope I didn't make too many. But they call for 4 pounds of the pickling cucumbers. I've made pickles before. I just don't ever remember it being so strong in flavor. If you make this recipe, I suggest you taste it before you go on. Maybe you like it stronger, but I don't. Ooh, it was just like pure vinegar almost with a sweet sugar. But then again, I haven't been eating sugar for about a month and a half, I guess. So I don't know. But we shall see. There we go. I'm just going to let that in there. I'm going to stir that in there real well. And see what happens. Now we're going to bring this to a boil. Okay guys, I went ahead and added 1 more cup of water because I want to make sure I have enough liquid for the cucumbers. And when I retasted it, it's starting to taste pretty good. It's less strong now. Make sure that you always wash your rings and your lids. And then what I like to do is put them in a pot of water and bring that water to a boil. And that way I know that they're very sterilized. And then what I do is I let it sit in the water. I turn it down on like low and let it sit in the water. I did the same thing for the spaghetti sauce that I either put up or I'm going to put up. You'll see that. See guys how yellow the pickles turned? Let me turn this light off and see what we can see naturally. There we are. You see? That's more true color with just my overhead lights. Sorry for the background noise. That's my honey who's enjoying a game. Okay, but anyhow, so yeah, now it's ready to feel. Okay guys, so when you get ready to make your pickles, this is what you need to set up. So you're going to need a ladle to dip them out with. You're going to need these tongy things to grab your ball jars. You're going to need these or this to grab your lids and rims. And then you're going to need this here funnel to help, put your brine in. I got myself set here, so here's my hot cucumber juice and pickles. And then I just turned this off. Actually, I should have left it on, so I will. I'll leave it on low. And I'm going to go ahead and, don't turn it off. Put it on, leave it on low. And go ahead and get my jars out. Okay, and I got my lids. They're over here, which is already boiled. And they're nice and hot. Okay guys, I hope you can see everything I'm going to be doing today. So first we're going to go ahead and grab these jars. Now these are the quart size jars. They're a little smaller than your, than your big ones. And you're going to want to always wear gloves too, because this stuff can be hot to handle. You're going to bring the pickles closer so you can reach. Put your lid there. Your funnel. And then, I don't need these now. I can hold this. And then we're going to go ahead and take our ladle and start filling the jars up. Ooh, there was one other thing I totally forgot. It did come with this kit, but I don't see it here. So you're going to need a knife of some sort, a butter knife, to get the air bubbles out of your jars. Like, you're going to push your pickles down like this. Go all the way around your jars. Push your pickles in there. You still have to leave about an inch head space at the top, but try to get, if you want to try to get as many pickles as you can in there without going over. Because if you go over, then you will, you could potentially break your jar. I try to get a little bit of brine out and just have the pickle, but if you have too much, you can always take it out. See, that's kind of really full. So what I'll do is I'll take the liquid out. I'll get a spoon like this and take a little of that juice out, because I wanted sort of more pickles than juice. I'm sure, equal amounts. See that? And bring it back down to give yourself a good inch headspace. And if you have to take the pickles out, you can do that too. You can even use a spoon to push these down in there. You see, like that. Just really get them packed in there. Once you get the hang of it, it'll be simple. Alright, that looks good enough. And then we're going to get our lids. I'll show you how neat this thing works. If you've never seen one of these little magnetic things, it's actually to lift your lids like that so you don't get burnt. You should also have paper towels near you. Right now I don't, so I'll go grab some paper towels and I'll be right back. Yeah, always have some paper towels around you so that you can wipe your rims. You want to, the jars up here. This jar. Wipe around your jars. Because you want it to be clean so that you get a good seal. Okay? And then I always dab this off, the water. But I don't really think it matters. But this here will matter. I just noticed that one of my rims is bent. So let me show you that. You see how that's bent there? Don't want to use that because that'll end up popping. That'll end up popping. It won't make a good seal. So get another lid. And then pick up another rim, and then pick up your rim. And I like to dry the rim off too. And then grab your paper towel and hold your jar. And then go ahead and give it a good, I do two, like one and then two. And that'll give you a good closing. You don't want to over close or it could bust the jar. I think I have quite a lot of pickles, so hopefully I have enough jars and lids. Let's go ahead and do one more together. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fill our jars. These are going to be delicious, I can tell. Yeah, so basically this recipe called for 4 cups of sugar, and I used 3. And that's why I went back and I gave it some water, just so it didn't taste so strong. I think with the extra sugar, maybe it wouldn't have. But I looked at other recipes online, and none of them seem to put water in their brine. I can't see why it would hurt. So if you're like me and you want to cut back on the sugar, I could suggest to add a little water. I'll tell you after we get these open to eat them. I can come back on my channel and let everybody know what it tastes like. Okay, we're ready to get a lid. And always remember to wipe your rims of your jars and give it at least an inch headspace. One, two. Okay. And you can lift it if it's too hot for you. You can always use this little grabby thing and put it down in your pot. I'll just go ahead and do the same process, filling all your jars. These little quarts, she says in the recipe that it should be about 6 of these. So if you get about 4 pounds of cucumbers, pickling cucumbers. Again, I didn't use the pickling, I used just regular cucumbers. The only difference, I think, is the crispiness. And when you do pickling cucumbers, there's no flavor to the pickling cucumbers. These will just be softer, which is fine by me. We just had a lot of cucumbers, so don't want to see them go to waste. Okay guys, go ahead and fill your jars, and then I'll be back. Okay, now I got 6 of the small jars, and that's an empty in there. And then we have a large jar for pickles. And now we're ready to go ahead and process. It says do it for about 10 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and bring our temperature up to high and let this come to a rolling boil. You don't have to leave this jar in there, which I might go ahead and take out now. Ooh, it's very tricky. There we go. I just do that so that they don't all fall around, but I think they'll be okay in there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and drop the basket on this. Okay, so you want to have mitts and hold on to your mitts and bring your jar up and then down. And make sure that all of your jars get covered with water. Just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and put the lid on them. And once that comes to a rolling boil, you'll leave it on for 10 minutes. Okay guys, so after 10 minutes, you're gonna wanna go ahead and take your jars out of your water. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to put these glove mitts on and reach down in there and give them a yank up out of the water. And make sure you have a nice clean place to put your hot jars onto. And you're going to leave these set for 24 hours. And then once they've all popped, you'll know that they have sealed. And then you're going to let them sit for 3 to 4 weeks, almost a month, before you can actually eat them. So you'll store them after 24 hours in a nice cool place, and then you can eat them after a month. If for some reason one of your jars didn't pop, didn't seal, you can put it in the refrigerator and then wait, the month while it's in the refrigerator there for them to open them up and eat them. It'll be fine. Okay guys, so hopefully they all pop for you and you have good luck with them. Don't forget to put your dates on your jars after they've cooled, like tomorrow, the next day. Put your label it what it is, put it in there, your bread and butter, pickles, and your date, and they should be good for you. So as you can see here, we got the 6 small jars and then the 1 large jar. Again, I used this recipe, was from the Bluebird. Just look up, I think it's just called the Hungry Bluebird.com, and you can go and get her recipe. But I'm going to give these a try and see how it works out. Hopefully you like this little video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Have a nice night. Stay tuned for more videos. Okay, bye-bye. Guys, time has come now. It's October 13th, and it's time to open these pickles to see what they taste like. And I said I'd let you know, and so I'm going to try it out. Okay, well, I just cracked the lid, and let's see what they look like. Ooh, they look good. They smell good. OMG. Delicious. It's sweet. A little sour, but perfect. Please give this a try. I'm going to put it on a sandwich I made called My Own Creation. It's going to be a tofu type. It's tofu that's supposed to be like a turkey. Okay, here's what it looks like. It is delicious. So this is my own creation of a turkey using tofu. So don't forget to come and look at this recipe video. You're going to love it, I'm sure. And don't forget to try to can yourself some cucumbers next time you get cucumbers. All right, talk to you soon. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.